The Japanese yen faced another challenge on Thursday. The euro traded under high volatility and the US dollar subdued its bullish momentum. At the same time, the overall balance of trading forces between these currencies has not changed dramatically. The euro is still affected by the snap elections in France, which might bring political turmoil in the eurozone. The yen is still testing its weakness values over the last 30 and 40 years. Market participants are well aware of the risk of a forex intervention by Japan's financial authorities. But before even considering any market entry in the currency market, they will most likely prefer to wait for reports on the consumer price index in Japan and the United States. The consensus suggests that the US annual CPI rate could have inched up to 3.3%. If so, this will strengthen the position of the US dollar. Traders have got used to the idea that politics comes to the fore in the currency market this year. If there is still time before the US presidential elections in November, the European Union will have the litmus test this Sunday on June 30. The French will choose between the far right, the far left, and the central led by Emmanuel Macron. In the latest polls, the first two groups accounted for more than 63% of the votes. The prospect is gloomy for the incumbent president. If, in theory, political jitters in Europe should add even more investment luster to the US dollar, however, the greenback is trading lower early on Thursday. However, instead of quietly moving to the upper border of a narrow range at 106.10, the US dollar remained next to the lower border of 105.80. This was partly due to the completely empty macroeconomic calendar. True, today the US published data on applications for unemployment benefits, but the scale of the changes, judging by forecasts, will be purely symbolic and have little effect. The US dollar traded lower in the first half of the trading day, moving away from its highest price in 2 months. At the same time, economic statistics that will be released today and tomorrow may restrain the growth of the greenback. You can learn more about the impact of economic reports on the market quotes of popular currency pairs from our regular traders calendar. Reports on the US economy frequently confirm its gradual cooling. For example, in May, Americans slashed purchases of new residential buildings by 11.3%. thereby updating the low for 6 months. Nevertheless, Wall Street indexes are extending their growth. The S&P 500 not only ended trading in positive territory on Wednesday, but also today remained higher within the intraday corridor of 5,451 to 5,483 points. In other words, there is a possibility that the market is frozen in indecision and will continue to trade around current levels. But on the other hand, trading charts cannot freeze at one point. So, traders do not have the opportunity to suspend all positions and tread water until the picture becomes clearer. So, most likely the euro-dollar pairs move will depend on the weakening of the greenback. That's the price will head towards the upper border of the range in which the market has been trading for almost 2 weeks. Today the investment is again moving along 1.07. The price is forming a bullish range of 1.0670 to 1.0750. In this situation, it makes sense to wait until the euro-dollar pair goes beyond the established borders and settles, and this impulse can lead to an increase in trading volumes in the direction of the breakout. But what will be broken through, resistance or support, will depend on incoming economic and political news. Today, oil prices also responded to reports on the growth in the US oil inventories. Analysts had projected a decrease of 3 million barrels. Instead, the market received a report of an increase of 3.6 million barrels. This figure arouses concerns that demand has been waning. As a result, the Brent price fell sharply within the intraday corridor between 84.80 and 86.10. So the huge difference between the actual report and the forecast has put serious pressure on the oil market. In the future, our analysts do not rule out a gradual downward movement in oil prices. Today, oil, like the euro, was able to note some growth while making a reverse move. After the stagnation was interrupted by a downward gap, the Brent price sank below $85. Then, with almost the same sharp jerk, the bulls pulled the price out of the fall and pushed it up to almost $86 per barrel. You have watched the review of the global financial markets for today. Keep close tabs on global markets on InstaForex TV channel. Feel free to leave your comments. Our experts are always ready to answer all your questions. Thank you for watching and see you online tomorrow.